Welcome back to the whole Bible. Now, I haven't made a video in a while and we're behind schedule, but we're in a way right on schedule. We're now not in Canton, Connecticut, in the north, in the snow. There is snow there now, but we are in Marina del Rey, 20 Driftwood, Marina del Rey, right next to the ocean, and it's raining outside. And I made a mistake earlier. We went a little too far in Genesis. We're supposed to, at Genesis 11, do Job. And right now my NASB is somewhere around. Somebody moved it or I put it somewhere. So I have my Good News Bible. This is the Bible that was in my congregational church growing up, Avon Congregational Church. It's a little, watery, not quite as good as the NASB, but let's give it a read any which way. We'll read the NSB and the King James one day on here, hopefully. Read through and those other translations. But for now, Job 1. And this one has little pictures in it. I'll show you as we come to them. Oh, that's Esther. Job 1. So they have a little introduction here. Let's just read it. The book of Job is the story of a good man who suffers total disaster. He loses all his children and property and is afflicted with repulsive disease. Then in 3 series of poetic dialogues, the author shows how Job's friends and Job himself react to these calamities. In the end, God himself, whose dealings with mankind have been a prominent part of the discussion, appears, it says to Job, but I think he appears to all of them at the end. I think they're there. God appears. The friends of Job explain his sufferings in traditional religious terms. Since God, so they assume, always rewards good and punishes evil, the sufferings of Job can only mean that he has sinned. But for Job, this is too simple. He does not deserve such cruel punishment because he has been an unusually good and righteous man. He cannot understand how God can let so much evil happen to one like him, and he boldly challenges God. Job does not lose faith, but he does long to be justified before God and to regain his honor as a good man. God does not give an answer to Job's questions, but he does respond to Job's faith by overwhelming him with a poetic picture of his divine power and wisdom. Job then humbly acknowledges God as wise and great and repents of the wild and angry words he had used. The prose conclusion records how Job is restored to his former condition with even greater prosperity than before. God reprimands Job's friends, warns them, I'd say, for failing to understand the meaning of Job's suffering. Only Job had really sensed that God is greater than traditional religion had depicted him. And they underestimated man's total depravity. Every man ever except the God-man, Jesus. They didn't kind of mention that, but that's the point. You can't be good enough. You cannot. So, and there was a great series that Pastor Patton at John MacArthur's church, Grace Community Church, California, did on the book of Job, went through it. Precious insights, blessed insights. And I've only caught a few of the sermons. I will be in my life, if time permits, going back and listening to that series. Now, this is a little outline. Prologue, Job and his friends, Job's complaint. The first dialogue, the second dialogue, the third dialogue, in praise of wisdom, Job's final statement. The speeches of Elihu. The Lord answers Job, and the epilogue. Now, let's see. I'll do another video for starting it, actually, because I gotta look up how long I have on these videos.